like a boss.
What's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and today's video we're going to be talking about how to overcome shyness and increase your confidence. All right, and this video is one of those videos that I feel like I specialize very well in, because I used to teach, for those who don't know, I used to teach men, and mind you, when you're teaching guys how to approach women, a lot of them are jaded, a lot of them have their insecurities. So when they approach a girl, they'll be very, very fucking shy in their head, right? And so I had to teach guys how to overcome that shyness, right, and how to express their personality. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do it. And these are very unorthodox methods. And but they work. Trust me, they fucking work. All right, because I know they work. Okay, look at me. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. So if you guys need any coaching, you know exactly where to go. Yeah. Okay. So the reason why most people are shy is not because they're shy by nature. You have an inherent shyness, but most people's shyness doesn't come because of nature. It comes because of their environment. Most of the shyness comes because of a reaction to certain events, right? So how do most humans behave? Most humans behave using social feedback. We're always pinging off each other to know whether or not we should behave in a certain way, to know whether or not if people let us behave in a certain way, right? For example, let's say you're somebody shy. Why are you shy? For the most part, you tend to associate pain, a painful experience, to getting attention. So like in the form of judgment, in the form of getting in trouble. So your solution is to what? To hide away your own cocoon of insecurity and only come out when it's necessary. When attention is placed upon you, you fear, you get afraid, and you go in your head, and then suddenly your brain, because of the fear that you're experiencing, creates an imaginary perception of you. That's a reaction from your own fear. So let's say let's say somebody's talking to you and they start talking to you, you're afraid, suddenly you start seeing a negative self-image about you because you don't like the situation, right? And so what tends to happen is that you either run away from the situation or you try hard to remove the awkwardness. So what happens? You start acting out of character because you're trying to project something that you're not to gain the other person's acceptance. And not only that, but you're also acting and then looking at their reaction, looking for some validation. If they don't like what you do, what happens? You go inside yourself. You're like, oh fuck, I said something stupid. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. If they liked what you said, you're like, ooh, I feel good now. And then suddenly you get more confidence, and then suddenly you start liking the social feedback that people are giving you, right? And so that's how most people overcome shyness, through learning how to get certain reactions, feeding off of the reaction, and becoming addicted to the positive reaction, right? But that's not how we're gonna do it, because that's all based on feedback. That's all based on other people's. That you're not really controlling how you feel. You're not really the master of your own domain. You're not really your own source of good emotions, because you're depending on somebody else to tell you how you should feel. So what I'm gonna show you is how to derive that confidence, how to express yourself from your own self and not from other people's reactions, so that when you do act, you don't act from a way of, I'm acting, but I hope you like me. You're acting from a place of no mind. You're being. You're not doing, you're being yourself. If somebody doesn't like you, you're like, oh no, I gotta be different. No, you're like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. If you don't like me, that's absolutely fine, dude. You see what I'm saying? And that's a problem, is that we're always changing. We're always changing, not because of our own will, but because of other people's will. Everyone's telling us how we should or should not react. See? So how do you overcome shyness? First of all, I always talk about this. If you're not new to this channel, I incorporate a lot of mindfulness. Like what I do is I teach women how to date men, I teach manipulation tactics, but I also teach tactics on the spiritual aspect. For those who don't know, I'm actually holding a seminar in Amsterdam and Europe, in general in Europe, this December. So if you're interested in going, go check out the link below. And also if you're interested in getting one-on-one coaching, like just me and you talking about a problem, also you can find the information below. So how do you do it? The first thing is to become aware of your reactions. Notice the different flux of confidence during different situations. I'm not asking you to change. We're not talking about changing, because the problem is that most people, when they try to overcome shyness, it's kind of like somebody who doesn't want to shower, and rather than taking a shower, they put on deodorant to smell better, or they put on perfume. You came back from a basketball game, you sweating, you smell like shit. You come home and you're like, I don't want to shower, let me put some perfume on. What happens? When you start talking to people, they're going to smell the BO with perfume. And they're going to be like, I know I smell perfume, but I don't like the way this smells. It doesn't smell good. That's what happens when you're shy and you try to forcefully be confident because you're trying to project something. You see, it's easily, you don't notice it, but most people notice that you're trying hard, right? So that's what I said. If before you put on deodorant or perfume, take a fucking shower. So how do you take a shower? You first become aware of all of the negative aspects of yourself. Just become aware of yourself. Usually in your life, in the life situation that you're in, you're usually not aware of your reactions because you're distracted by the outside circumstance. That usually happens, right? You're usually in your head. You're usually not aware of your body's reaction. You're just aware of your mind's reaction to your body, which creates an imaginary perception of who you are. And that's based on other people's reactions. So what do? You go into the body. When you're talking to someone, put yourself proactively in the situation where you're going to be nervous. Seriously, put yourself in a proactive place just to become aware of how you react, right? So go up and you see a guy. I'm not telling you to talk to him, but if he does approach you, don't go back. Don't get afraid. Stay there. Notice your reaction. We're not asking you to change. We're just asking you to notice your reactions. When you're talking to your mom, to your parents, and you notice that when you talk to them, your personality changes, that there's a certain part about you that you hide. If you notice that there's a part of you that you want to be, but you suppress it because you're around your parents, notice that, because that's also a part of who you are that's being suppressed because of your own judgment, but in reality it comes from other people's judgments. So in other words, I just want you to notice the moments when you go up in confidence and lower it in confidence. When you're around kids, notice how your confidence changes. When you're around adults, notice how your confidence changes. When you're around your boss, notice the different flux of the change. I'm not asking you to change it, motherfucker. I'm just asking you to notice. That's the first step. So how do you observe it? When you're talking to someone, and ask yourself, what's going on inside of me at this moment? And observe what's going on right now. Ask yourself that question. I wonder what's going on inside of me at this moment. And don't think about it, just look. Do it for like 5 seconds. Okay, now, as you listen to me, you notice that when you did that, there was no thoughts, right? Now, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And don't feel the thoughts, just feel the sensation of the body. If you feel sad, feel the physical sensation of sadness. Okay. Now, as you talk to me, just know the feeling. Listen to me and feel the sensation of your body, right? As you listen to me, feel your body. As you listen to me, feel your hand. As you listen to me, notice the breath going in and out of your body. Notice what's going on around you. Notice the different colors in the room. As you listen to me, notice the different colors in my room. Notice the breath. Keep noticing the breath. Notice the way your clothes feel on you. Notice the way your shoes feel on you. Just keep listening to me. Just notice the way my voice resonates in your ear, and just stay there. What happens now? If you notice, thoughts weren't there, only pure awareness. Now let me ask you this. When do you begin to doubt yourself? Not when you're not thinking, but when you're thinking. When you're talking to someone, you're like, oh, fuck, let me not say that because he may not like me. What happens if those thoughts just stop? Suddenly, you may feel an emotion, but there's no resistance. So yeah, you may feel awkward. But the action to not feel awkward, the personality that you project because of your desire to not feel awkward is not there no more. What's there is your true self. Now, your true self for the moment is going to be the pain. But that's the point. Is that your shyness comes from your reaction to the pain. But now you're not resisting. And now, who you are for real comes out. I don't know what that may be. Who knows? It could be an asshole. It could be a very funny person. But it comes out. So that's the first step. Noticing the different reaction. And then learning to become present to your reactions, and then acting not from a place of from your own fears and worries of other people judging you, but from a place of no mind. So when you're talking to someone, just make it the practice to feel your hand, or make it the practice to notice your breath. Make it the practice to make anything a spiritual practice and notice your breath. That's the first step, because that is going to remove all of the negative aspects of yourself. Slowly but surely, you're going to notice different thoughts arise that you just never noticed. Now, you're not resisting it. You're just seeing it for what they are. You're going to smile at it. And then suddenly that part, the negative part, the one that lacks confidence is not there no more. Because that was just a conditioning of the mind. Okay, that's the first step. Now, that's how to overcome shyness. Now, how do you express your personality? How do you express confidence? Well, first of all, noticing the breath projects confidence, right? Right? Noticing the breath projects confidence. It's hot as shit. So when you notice the breath, scientifically has been shown to relax the body. When you relax the body, you're confident. Relaxation equals confidence. Tenseness equals lack of confidence. It's pretty simple, right? So what you do is when you're talking to someone, when you're talking to who, when you're talking to someone, when you're talking to someone, I'm sorry, I just got a text. When you're talking to someone, your mind, now I forgot what I was saying. When you're talking to someone, your mind is usually somewhere, right? It's usually somewhere in the atmosphere. In the past, it used to be in your head. Now, when you're talking to someone, what I want you to do is this, right? Ask yourself, what can I say right now to have fun? What can I say? What can I do right now to have fun? Right? Usually when you're talking to someone, what do you usually do? What can I say to impress them? What can I say to make them like me? See, your attention is in them. Your other conscious. What I mean by other conscious, you're aware of other people's awareness of you. What I want you to do is rather than do things to get their validation, you say, what can I do right now to have fun? I don't know what comes out of that. Who knows? But from your perspective, you're going to be, rather than doing things for them, you're doing this for yourself. If you say a joke, you don't say a joke. You're like, ha, 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 ha. And you look up, hopefully they're laughing. No, you say a joke, ha, 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 ha. And you don't even give a fuck if they're laughing because you said it for yourself. So that's the point, is that you're expressing yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're having fun. It's not like having fun is not something that you do. It's something that you are. You just have fun, right? When you're having fun, you're expressing yourself. So when you ask yourself, how can I have fun right now? The action that arises from that comes from your core self. You see? And also, but like I said earlier, like I almost forgot, is feeling the breath. When you're feeling the breath, you actually project confidence. Just noticing the breath. For example, as you're listening to me, just keep noticing the breath. Just notice the flow of the breath. And then when you talk to someone, just notice your breath as you're talking. Or even better, feel your feet. Feel the soles of your feet as you're talking to someone. And just feel the soles of your feet. What's going to happen is that your focus is not on your thoughts, because your thoughts is what produces the self-doubt. Your focus is on awareness. And now anything you say doesn't come from lack of confidence. Anything you say comes from a place of self-esteem. You see what I'm saying? Because when you are aware, when you bring awareness to whatever you do, the unconscious becomes conscious. And usually the only reason why you have low confidence is because you have a lot of unconscious presumptions of who you are. Bring them out to conscious awareness to becoming present to the moment and noticing all of the physical sensations of your thoughts, emotions, reactions. And then suddenly you're going to allow yourself to dissolve it. You're processing those negative emotions. You're not resisting it, you're processing it. It's kind of like taking a drug. You take a drug, the more you use it, the less it works on you. The same thing with those emotions. The less you resist it through observing them and being present to the moment to them, the less it's going to take you over. So those thoughts that used to control you, now they don't control you no more. This takes process. And the most important aspect to this, which I forgot and I should have done in the beginning, is visualizing yourself being confident. Like, literally begin visualizing yourself how you want other people to react to you. Do not visualize yourself reacting to them. Visualize yourself visualize their reaction to you. For example, like a lot of guys, when they talk to women, when they visualize talking to women, they visualize them giving the women's number. What I began doing is visualizing the girl give me their number. And you know what started happening? That started happening. For my YouTube channel, rather than visualizing the subscriber, I visualized the feedback, how much I helped people. And guess what? That happened. So if you visualize how people perceive you, how people are going to react to you, right? The behavior of this imaginary self that you're visualizing is going to match the reactions. You see what I'm saying? So just visualize people absolutely loving you. And you visualize yourself being calm and at ease, and see that image every day. See it 10 minutes a day and ask yourself, what would a confidence me? How would a confident self act throughout the whole day? And just see how this confident self will act. Make those images very clear and vivid. If you want to help on that, go read the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. It talks about that. It shows you about the self-image, the power of the self-image. But that's how it's done. Like, literally, the visualizing part is the most important part, because if you cannot take action from all of these things that I said, visualizing yourself being confident will really, really help. Now, how is it going to help? It's not going to help because it's going to magically change you. No, it's going to help because you're going to know exactly how you're telling your brain exactly how to act. Right? And also, the more you see this vision, the more you're gonna believe in it, because whatever you cannot see, you don't believe, right? Think about that. If you don't see it, you don't believe it. That's how your brain works. That's how your subconscious works. If you don't see the image of yourself being confident, being this and that, that means you don't believe it. If you don't believe it, you don't take action, Right? If you don't believe it, you don't have conviction. If you don't have conviction, you don't take action. So what do? You start visualizing it every day. Yeah, you may not take action, but what's gonna happen is that the more you visualize it, the more you're gonna do it. The more you're gonna want to do it. Right? And that's the key. You keep visualizing it, right? And then you keep taking action. You may not even take action, but the point is that by visualizing, you're gonna take action eventually. You see, you're just telling your brain exactly what to do. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, look, this is a deep topic. This topic requires like an hour or so, man. This is something that I actually cover on my seminar. So if you guys are interested in going to my seminar in Europe, just go to my website down below. You're going to be able to check it out. You will be able to purchase the tickets. Anyways, take care and have a great day.